Every person has a natural desire to live in modern, comfortable conditions and be useful. But the fulfillment of these desires is not possible for many people. In order to have a meaningful life, these people need certain living conditions and special care. They're not able to provide this for themselves on their own. So, the Agape Rehabilitation Complex in Lutsk is being created to help people with disabilities achieve these desires. Activities at the Rehabilitation Complex will consist of three main areas. First, physical rehabilitation. Second, accommodation and care. And third, a training center for physical therapists. The main objectives of physical rehabilitation are support and development of motor functions, obtaining skills for independent living, providing psychological support.
We individually treat every patient, and depending on what the injury is and what patient needs, we provide different types of rehabilitation techniques. We use functional training as the main one, as well as stretching, strengthening program, and standing program.
For a long time, I was just lying in bed at home, not able to sit up or spend time outdoors. Once I got into rehabilitation, I started learning to live in a new way, in a wheelchair. Now, I have the opportunity to spend more time outdoors.
The complex will provide temporary and permanent residence for people with disabilities who undergo physical rehabilitation and social adaptation, or who need shelter and care in the absence of such conditions, such as when a person has lost a parent or caregiver.
Now I live on the 9th floor of a 9-story apartment building. My mom was my caregiver after my injury, but she died, and now my father takes care of me. The apartment has very narrow doors and I cannot get into the bathroom, toilet or kitchen. I believe that the Agape Rehabilitation Complex will be the home I dream of. Every day I will be able to go outside and spend time in the garden and in the fresh air. I will also be able to acquire a profession. I believe that living in the Agape Rehabilitation Complex will be a turning point for my life.
I live in a house with 10 more people. I don't have proper living conditions. We have neither a toilet nor a bathroom in a house. I've got nobody to talk to. Everybody is busy, and they can't find any time for me. I expect a great change when I move into the Agape Rehabilitation Complex.
A physical therapy training center will also operate in the Agape Rehabilitation Complex, with the aim of training potential therapists from other regions of Ukraine who are willing to create similar centers in their own home locations. Training will be conducted by experienced physical therapists through classroom education and practical training.
The idea for our physical therapy training school was born after we received multiple requests from people in other cities who had heard about our center and wanted to learn how to work with people like we do here.
In 2001, I broke my neck at C5 and C6 in a car accident. I have been paralyzed since that time. After the injury, my husband and I spent a year and a half in hospitals in other regions of Ukraine because there was no rehabilitation center in our city. Life in the hospitals was difficult emotionally and physically. Then, we began to dream about opening a rehabilitation center in our city, where people with disabilities would undergo physical, spiritual, and social rehabilitation in a comfortable environment. This is the desire of our hearts for people with disabilities to undergo rehabilitation and reside in the Agape Rehabilitation Complex, as well as to find the new possibilities that God has prepared for them.
We invite everyone to join this work in Ukraine.